Welcome to Passkey, where we dive deep into the most intriguing stories that have ever existed. Today, we're exploring the harrowing assassination attempt on Larry Flynt, the infamous publisher of Hustler magazine. March 6, 1978, Gwinnett County Courthouse, Georgia. Inside an abandoned building across the street from the courthouse, an assassin lies in wait. Larry Flynt, fighting misdemeanor obscenity charges, and local attorney Gene Reeves are returning from lunch. Serial killer Joseph Paul Franklin is armed with a .44 caliber Marlin lever-action rifle. Positioned in the doorway behind the center pillar, Franklin would have 12 seconds to target Flynt. Flynt was hit twice in the torso, one bullet severing his spine, the other passing through him and into Reeves' pancreas. Franklin exits the building through the back to the hidden parking lot. As police and citizens converge on the scene of the wounded publisher and his lawyer, the gunman escapes easily in the opposite direction. The shootings left Reeves in a coma and the Hustler publisher paralyzed. Reeves made a full recovery. Obscenity charges against Flynt were dismissed. Franklin reportedly was driven to target Flynt by a Hustler magazine spread featuring interracial sex. Franklin was never prosecuted for the attack. Flynt himself suspected the attack was part of a larger conspiracy involving U.S. Representative Larry McDonald, also behind the Karen Silkwood case, with ties to the intelligence community, and that the assassin Franklin may have been subject to MK-Ultra-style mind control. Larry Flynt's life was punctuated by a harrowing brush with death and a steadfast determination to fight for what he believed in. In the midst of recovering from a vicious assassination attempt, Flynt remained resolute in his convictions. Convinced that the attack was orchestrated by a government-linked assassination team with the intent to silence his investigation into the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Flynt refused to be silenced. Flynt's statement from his hospital bed, quote, "If this will focus enough attention on the concept of obscenity, maybe we can truly have a free press in this country. One single thing that has hurt the most. The American people wouldn't believe me when I said I was willing to die for the concepts on which our country was founded. If the apathetic American people can be woken up, we can solve a lot of social problems and make this a less violent world." Unquote. Flynt was becoming consumed by assassination conspiracy theories. With veteran assassination buffs Mark Lane and comedian Dick Gregory as his mentors, Flynt embarked on a campaign to solve the murder of John F. Kennedy. He offered a $1 million reward for information leading to the solving of what he thinks was a conspiracy involving the FBI, CIA, and Aristotle Onassis to kill the president. He published 1 million copies of a tabloid on the subject. He bankrolled a 7-person investigation team, with Lane at its head, to follow leads around the country. A few months before being shot, Larry Flynt ran full-page ads offering $1 million for information about the murder of JFK. The ad read, "Because I believe there are many untapped witnesses to the events of the assassination, and many who have knowledge of those who participated in the conspiracy, I am personally guaranteeing a $1 million reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in the planning and execution of President Kennedy's murder, or for information which makes it possible for the truth to come out. If you have any personal information about the assassination, please contact us. I guarantee we will protect every bit of evidence which we gather. No detail is too small. To aid in this public campaign to solve JFK's murder, call or write to Americans for Free Press. You may call Collect. An independent panel of experts and judges, including Ralph David Abernathy, SCLC, Mark Lane, Dick Gregory, Lillian Smith, and Robert Groden will determine the appropriate recipient or recipients of the award. The public has a right to know who really was behind the assassination. No more cover-ups. No more secret testimony behind closed doors. This may be our last chance to uncover the truth behind President Kennedy's assassination in Dallas. Time is crucial. We must act now." Mark Lane's statement to the paper 2 days after the assassination attempt. An identical modus operandi applied in the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King, says Mark Lane, who has spent 14 years studying political assassinations. Since the man who has been financing his latest efforts was shot Monday, Lane has begun conducting his own investigation into the shooting. Only 12 seconds to fire, exits the abandoned building and flee from the hidden parking lot, notes Lane. As police and citizens converge on the scene of the wounded publisher and his lawyer, the gunman escapes easily in the opposite direction, Lane postulates. 2 days after the shooting, Lane held a press conference in a motel room. While newspapers have suggested Flynt's volatile combination of porn and religion could have motivated an attack on his life, Lane wanted to raise the assumption he shares with the Flynts, that the government wants to silence this moneyed rabble-rouser who suggests Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy. Lane did not specifically accuse the FBI or CIA with complicity, but claimed there has been a deliberate effort to interfere with and destroy the investigation he has been conducting under Flynt's auspices for a month. From the Cincinnati Post, August 16, 1978. Hustler magazine owner Larry Flynt says whoever tried to kill him on March 6 was working either for the CIA or the FBI, and they still want him dead because he knows who really assassinated President John F. Kennedy. Flynt, under treatment in Columbus, Ohio for the bullet wound that paralyzed his legs, posted a $1 million reward for information in the Kennedy slaying. He says it paid off. He'll do his expose in October, November, and December issues of his magazine, whether he lives or not. Said he, quote, "I know my life may be in jeopardy. If they kill me, but I must give the public the facts." Unquote. The payoff from the reward and the expose Flynt would publish was the Gemstone Files, a collection of conspiracy theories implicating high-profile figures in a web of intrigue. The Gemstone Files, which would be published in Hustler, February 1979. President Kennedy's Killers Revealed, on the cover. The Gemstone Files ventured down numerous intriguing paths, delving into the labyrinth web of conspiracy theories surrounding Aristotle Onassis' alleged involvement in the assassination of the Kennedy brothers, as well as his purported marriage to JFK's widow. This deep dive also sheds light on the enigmatic machinations surrounding the Watergate break-in and scandal, Ted Kennedy's tragic incident at Chappaquiddick, and a myriad of underworld connections linking figures like Rockefeller, Kissinger, and Nixon. Within this tangled narrative, the murky interactions between organized crime and political powerhouses like the Bay of Pigs architects and Watergate operatives E. Howard Hunt, James McCord, Frank Sturgis, and G. Gordon Liddy take center stage, exposing a shadowy world of intrigue and manipulation. Join Passkey on this riveting journey as we unravel the mysteries of the Gemstone Files, peeling back the layers of deception to uncover the truth behind some of history's most perplexing events. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on our latest explorations into the depths of conspiracy and intrigue. Thank you for tuning in to Passkey. On November 13th, 1974, 28-year-old Karen Silkwood is killed in a car accident near Crescent, Oklahoma, north of Oklahoma City. Silkwood worked as a technician at a plutonium plant operated by the Kerr-McGee Corporation, and she had been critical of the plant's health and safety procedures. In September, she had complained to the Atomic Energy Commission about unsafe conditions at the plant. A week before her death, plant monitors had found that she was contaminated with radioactivity herself. And the night she died, she was on her way to a meeting with a union representative and a reporter for the New York Times, reportedly with a folder full of documents that proved that Kerr-McGee was acting negligently when it came to worker safety at the plant. However, no such folder was found in the wreckage of her car, lending credence to the theory that someone had forced her off the road to prevent her from telling what she knew. On the night of November 5th, Silkwood was polishing plutonium pellets that would be used to make fuel rods for a breeder reactor, nuclear power plant. At about 6:30 p.m., an alpha detector mounted on her glove box, the piece of equipment that was supposed to protect her from exposure to radioactive materials, went off. According to the machine, her right arm was covered in plutonium. Further tests revealed that the plutonium had come from the inside of her glove, That is, the part of her glove that was only in contact with her hands, not the pellets. Plant doctors monitored her for the next few days, and what they found was quite unusual. Silkwood's urine and feces samples were heavily contaminated with radioactivity, as was the apartment she shared with another plant worker, but no one could say why or how that alpha activity had gotten there. In fact, measurements after her death indicated that Silkwood had ingested the plutonium somehow. Again, no one could say how or why. After work on November 13th, Silkwood went to a union meeting before heading home in her white Honda. Soon, police were summoned to the scene of an accident along Oklahoma State Highway 74. Silkwood had somehow crashed into a concrete culvert. She was dead by the time help arrived. An autopsy revealed that she had taken a large dose of Quaaludes before she died, which would likely have made her doze off at the wheel. However, an accident investigator found skid marks and a suspicious dent in the Honda's rear bumper, indicating that a second car had forced Silkwood off the road. Silkwood's father sued Kerr McGee, and the company eventually settled for $1.3 million, minus legal fees. Kerr McGee closed its Crescent plant in 1979. Silkwood's father's judgment was overturned in 1981.